Welcome back to jusbtv. I'm Brittany. On my channel, we talk about all things beauty, fashion, upcycling, sewing, pretty much everything I love to do. I teach you how to do it. We have a new setup, y'all. I moved. If you follow me on TikTok, you see I've set up my craft station. It's a lot smaller, but you know, I'm gonna make it do what it do still. Okay, it's so cute. You see, so this is gonna be my new backdrop from now on when I do my intros. So if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm trying to reach more subscribers. I'm on my way to 50K. I'm only at 30K, but I'm on my way to 50K. So subscribe and like the video. When you like the video, it pushes my videos out. I know people say that all the time, but you guys, if you like the video, right? And I know you like the video. I put a lot of work into it and to show you guys how to create and make these fun things that I make. If you're new here, not new, if you're old here, welcome back. Thank you for coming back to my channel. I love you so much. So I posted this video on TikTok and Instagram like I always do, turning a t-shirt into like a concert outfit because I'm going to be attending the Chris Brown concert. Now, the t-shirt that I upcycled is not going to be that one I'm going to make, but I just was inspired to make some concert outfits for you guys. Now, anytime I do an outfit, if somebody asks me for a tutorial, then I go ahead and create a tutorial video for YouTube. I sometimes do it for TikTok, but not everybody has TikTok, and I want to cater to everybody in my audience. So I put together a tutorial on how to make this dress out of a t-shirt. Now, this doesn't have to be for a concert. This can be for a party. This can be for a birthday. This can be for anything, just for fun, because it's a really cute dress. And of course, you can modify it however you want to modify it. You can make it longer, you can make it shorter. You can add a string to the back. You can do whatever you want to do. So these are completely customizable. So don't forget to like the video. And also follow me on social media. TikTok, Pinterest, Instagram, on all of them. jusbtv, same tag. And if you're interested in learning how to do this, then continue to watch. So I normally would do just a sew along where I don't talk, but a user suggested that I actually talk through it, so I'm going to do that in this video. So basically what you do is you're going to take your t-shirt and you're going to lay it flat out. Make sure it's wrinkle free. I didn't iron it because I'm lazy, so don't be lazy like me. Then you're going to cut off the front of your t-shirt. Make sure your t-shirt is pretty big. This is a extra large, so depending on your size, make sure it's about 2 sizes, maybe 2 to 3 sizes larger than you, because the more fabric you have, the more you have to work with. So once you cut off the top layer, we're going to start working on the top layer. So we're going to put the back layer to the side. Do not get rid of it because you need that part. So you lay the front layer back down, and this is how you create like the draping effect on a shirt, is by making it tailored in. So we're going to do one side and fold it in half to make sure both sides are even. And also to make sure that we keep the image in directly in the middle of the top. So we're going to go to one side and use our ruler, and we're going to use that point of the shoulder and angle it all the way down to the very bottom of the image, just to give you basically like where it's smaller at the bottom and then it actually extends out to the top shoulder, because we need it to be wider at the top than it is at the bottom. You're then going to remove it directly under the image. Now, depending on how your image is, you want to make sure it is long enough. So you got to kind of eyeball it to see how long you want it to be in the front, but just long enough for it to tuck in. So I just remove that bottom layer. Keep all the extra pieces. Do not throw anything away because you don't know when you're going to need them. When it comes to upcycling, you use every piece. So you fold it in half and make sure that each side is even. Then you go to the top of the collar and you go to the very tip of the collar and you angle that upwards towards the corner of the shoulder again. So that is also at an angle. So it kind of will have a very slight curve in the middle. Then you're going to either add this to your mannequin or to yourself, and you're going to take both of those top points and you're going to see where it droops and where it hangs. I'm actually going to tape it on my mannequin, but if you're using your body, you can also tape it or find a way to attach it to your body just to angle it and see where you want it. Then we're going to head over to our cutting board with the back piece of our t-shirt, and we're going to create a huge rectangle. So just use the curve of the part where the sleeve is as your guide, and then you're going to go straight down and again create a huge triangle. Now don't throw away the fabric because you're going to need that later. Sorry, my voice is a little shaky. I'm still a little sick. So like I said, create a huge rectangle. I keep saying triangle, but I mean rectangle. And then we're going to move on to the next step by putting that back on the mannequin where your shirt is or yourself. So you're going to wrap that around and you're going to make sure that fits all the way around. That's why using a big enough fabric is good, because if you don't use the big enough fabric, it's not going to fit. So you're just going to decide how you want it to lay. I wanted mine to lay like this, so I added the tips together, and you see I had a little bit of a space opening to fill because it didn't all the way reach, but that's okay. We are going to fix that part. So we're going to use the extra piece that's left over from the fabric, and that's how you rework and upcycle, by using everything that you have. You're going to be opening up the sleeve, and you're going to be using that fabric as the fabric to fill in that little gap on your skirt. And you're going to pretty much just lay it on top, and you're going to pin it in, and do not pull it too tight, but we're going to pin it to one side. And I like to use safety pins, because when you use safety pins and you remove it, they don't move. If you were to use just pins and you were to take it off, sometimes the pins move around, they come out. So safety pins, I think, work best for this. And so I'm just going to safety pin it to one side of the skirt. And then once I have that part secure, then I'm going to stretch it along the other side and do the same thing to create a triangle. Now, this is okay to do this on the outside of the skirt, because you're probably wondering, well, the seam is going to be on the outside. Well, no, this is called a French seam, and a French seam is where you're going to sew it on the outside, and then once you do that, you're going to cut off the excess and then re-sew it again on the inside, pretty much locking in that seam. So you won't see these seams, but this is a good way to be able to sew the fabric without having to turn it inside out. Now, once you've added all your safety pins, you're going to take that off your mannequin or off your body, and you're going to lay it flat down on the sewing table, and you're going to replace those safety pins with sewing pins, because you want to make sure that that line is straight so that when you sew it, you know exactly where you're sewing down. The safety pins are just a guide to help you decide where you need to pin. So this is me replacing the safety pins with regular pins, and also like straightening out the fabric a bit. I'm going to do that for the entire section. Now, to the people that suggested me talk through this video, I hope you like this video, because this takes a lot of time explaining this and making sure I explain it in depth so you can get it. Go ahead and like the video. Okay, so now that we are sewn that all together, you see how there's like some extra fabric left over? We're going to clip that fabric as close to the sew line as possible. You don't clip the sew line, because if you clip it open, you're screwed. So just clip it, close to it, but on the side of it, because we're going to fold that piece inside and stitch it on the other side. So make sure that it's small enough, but not so close that you're actually cutting the sew line, the stitch line. So next, I'm going to show you how to complete the French seam. You're going to turn it inside out, and you're going to actually sandwich that piece that you cut off inside these two pieces. I hope this makes sense, and I hope I explain it correctly. But you're going to do this from the inside of the garment, and you're going to sandwich them in, and you're going to add pins right where my fingers are, and then you're going to stitch along the line all the way on the other side. Once that's complete, it's going to be all stitched together. Now, I know I jumped quickly by putting it back on my mannequin, but it should be complete after that. And as you can see, that is my little triangle that is stitched in, that covered up that little triangle that was missing and filling in the gap. So I hope that I explained it clear enough for you guys to understand. So I just put it back on my mannequin, and if you don't have a mannequin, again, you're going to put it on your body, and then you're going to figure out which side you want to create the scrunch on. Now, I have another video on my channel that I'm going to link above that shows you how to create the scrunch part, because it's a simple way to do it, and for some reason I felt like I didn't want to show you in this video, or I didn't film it. So I'm going to put a link to how you do that scrunch part. This is me just like evening out the skirt and make sure that it's like the way that I want it. And that is where I'm going to put my scrunch at. And the scrunch is pretty easy. You just add a piece of fabric on the inside and you sew 3 lines, and then you create a string and you put it in and you scrunch it up. Again, I'm going to leave a link to the other video right here, and it's going to show you exactly how to do that scrunch part. Now the last thing for this dress is to decide how you want it to tie at the top. I simply just added 2 large safety pins to the top and then connected a chain that I had in my room to create like a little chain effect. Now you could do whatever you want. Again, this is customizable, but that was an easy change. And that's the final result of this concert party type dress. I hope you guys like this video. Give it a thumbs up and comment down below if you have any other ideas you want me to make, and if you love this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later.